everyone, and welcome back to the Whale Nerds podcast. This is episode number 48. My name is Slater, and I'm here with Eric and Caitlin.
Hi,
Hello.
everyone.
Oh, you guys, dude, I watched both of you pause, like to see who was going to go first, and then you both just at the exact same time said hello.
Eric always goes first, but then he was like waiting.
There's a delay because it came all the way from Hawaii.
Stop. I can see
Wait,
you.
technically it would have came all the way from Carmel to Hawaii.
No,
No.
but you're recording from Monterey, so it's coming from Maui.
Good thing we talk about whales.
Yeah. Whales.
Eric needs a lesson on satellites. Someone send him a message.
No one sends me messages.
All right, so let's get right into this episode because I'm excited. I feel like I am completely rejuvenated in the spirits of whale watching after yesterday's trip.
Yesterday's. It was technically not. Was it?
Hey, I
trip?
didn't tell the people you were with me yet.
I ruined it.
Eric and I had the freaking best day ever. Literally the best day ever.
The best day ever.
Yeah.
We were missing some species, but minus that, on a scale of 1 to 10, Eric, what would you rate yesterday's trip?
10. What? 10.
Dude, Caitlin, we have more whales in Monterey than you do Maui right now.
Not true.
We
Dude,
honestly, we were sitting there going, we don't need to go to Maui because it was like good. It was like a summer day in Monterey.
Just
But-
wait till you get my whale.
but
right?
But
maybe
with
better.
brighter color water. That's
And
that's
active,
what gives my day a 10.
and active animals. All of them.
Seriously?
Yeah.
We had over 1,000 Pacific white-sided dolphins. And of course they were spread out. I mean, there were some good groups of like 100 together in some areas, but like they were spread out over a few miles.
Yeah, we saw them all trip
Oh,
long.
The
Yeah.
whole entire day, just dolphins. And then you would get some like random northern right whales and like little sections of like 4 or 5 would come to the boat and then kind of scurry off. And then we had well over 35 whales.
Yeah, there's a lot of humpbacks out there, like really kind of mind-boggling because it's winter time, and I'm like, what? Feels like summer.
And then on top of that, the water is blue as Maui.
Is it though?
Okay, not.
So blue.
It's as blue as Monterey can get, though. I
Yeah.
mean,
Yeah.
I bet you if we would have gone even further out, because it was like in some spots it was like completely clear, like 30, 40, 50 feet down. So I bet in other, like we would have kept going offshore even further because we went 17 miles. We originally started, 17 miles straight out of Moss.
That's cool.
So, yeah,
Where were most of the whales?
We're
like
pretty far out.
10 miles off Point Pinos.
Really?
Yeah.
We were pretty
Wow.
much the only boat out there because we were kind of on an exploratory trip, so some of the actual designated whale watching trips couldn't really push it that far.
Well, yeah, they're only doing 3-hour trips this time of year, so that's a long way to go.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
It's nice out there all by ourselves.
And the reason it was kind of a special trip. It was just Kate, Eric, Tim, and I. So just us 4 took the boat out and went. And the reason we got this little special trip together was because over the weekend, while I was making it big in Vegas, the hydrophone was going crazy with sperm whales and maybe beaked whales. So, like, did you hear it, Galen?
Yeah, Eric
I made her
called
listen
me.
to it. Yeah.
Yeah.
He was
Kate,
like, turn on the hydrophone, and like didn't have my laptop open or anything, so I had to turn it on my phone. I was like, "Okay, bye."
that's funny. Kate texted me, I think, on like Saturday, and she said, "Are you here tomorrow? Get your batteries charged." And I was like, "I'm in Vegas," and she said the F word. And then I was like, dang it. And then she just sent me the link to the hydrophone and I turned it on and we happened to be in our hotel room. And so Margot and I were listening to it and it was just like click, 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 click.
Yep. I think
Yeah.
it was whales
You think it was beaked whales?
because there's a bunch of them.
Oh, but we got confirmation that they saw sperm whales off yesterday, 2 days ago, off of Big Sur.
Yeah, Ruben Lasker was off of Big Sur, and Observer observed them.
How many?
I don't know.
And then on top of that, there was also a sighting in off of San Francisco, like a few days before that, of sperm whales.
Multiple.
Yeah.
Yeah, supposedly it was
I guess
nursery pod.
Like they think it's a nursery pod.
I really just don't think they come that far up, but I mean, who am I?
But like what?
You're Caitlin Taylor.
Well, we've seen him in Southern California.
Yeah, we usually only have sightings of males up here, but I mean.
But maybe it's because it's like this crazy clear water. And they're like,
yeah,
oh,
and you know
water.
what? Now that I say that, in Oregon in the 70s, they had like 41 sperm whales wash up on shore all at the same time. So obviously a big group of whales was off the coast.
Are those the ones they blew up?
No, that was before that. One washed up and they tried to blow it up and they learned their lesson.
I know, I better explain myself before people think I'm a crazy person. Tell them, since you're from Oregon, tell them.
What they do, put C4 in its belly?
Basically.
Yeah, so it was like the late 60s, I think. This sperm whale washed up on the shore in Oregon, and it was so big, they were like, how do we get it off the beach? And all of these guys who had like just got home from the war were like, oh, we're munitions experts. We're going to blow it up. That's how we'll get it off the beach. That way it's broken into smaller pieces that we can actually transport off the beach with heavy equipment. Well, I don't know if they just didn't understand the density of a whale or what happened, but they like placed the charges really poorly. And I think they were trying to use TNT. Like just dynamite sticks. I don't even think they were using like C4 or anything.
Yeah.
And so they like tried to blow it up and it like went really bad and like chunks of whale meat were flying all over the place and like landing on cars and denting their hoods and breaking windows and like hitting people and then at the end the whale was still too heavy to be transported off the beach.
You can find it on YouTube and it's been going around Facebook for a few years too, but yeah, you can find it on YouTube. Just look for Oregon exploding whale.
Well, you can find
crazy.
Another exploding whale on YouTube. It's in Asia somewhere.
That's in Japan. It was in Taiwan actually. They pulled up a sperm whale on a flatbed truck, and as they were taking up a street, it exploded, and all this yucky stuff popped out of the street. Yeah.
Bet that street is still smelly today.
Still has grease stains. So what they ended up doing with the 41 whales that washed up is they buried them and like partially burned them. They like dug ditches and like partially burned them and then buried them.
Dude,
and then museums
dig a ditch for a 25-foot whale.
Yeah,
I know.
Museums were like bidding on the specimens too. After a couple years of decomp, they were gonna like take the skeletons, but I don't know if that ended up happening because they actually had to cut the lower jaws off all the carcasses before they buried them because people were scavenging, like stealing the teeth and stuff.
Dang.
But that being said, that means that a nursery group of sperm whales got all the way up off the Oregon coast, so they could definitely, I guess, go to Monterey if they go that far up.
Maybe winter's not so bad here. Well, it's not even that it's bad here. It's just that the weather, is iffy here in the winter. But what if like not always, but like a good time during the winter, there's still a lot of humpbacks, but they're just like 20 miles out.
Could be.
Yeah, we were kind of talking about that. There's just so many here, and it's, almost into February. It's like, are they going to stay here until March and just stay, or are they going to make a late trip down, or have they always been hanging out offshore out there?
Yeah, the winter 2015, after the warm water blob had kind of started, we had a lot of whales all winter too.
And how like a couple weeks ago, Eric, they're like out of Moss, you were just watching those like 2 or 3 juveniles.
Yeah, little guys. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like they weren't juveniles, not all of them. There was definitely some juveniles here that were probably more, but we like those last 2 whales that did the double breach right after we left.
They're big.
They were full grown whales.
Yeah.
Oh my God, Caitlin. So the swells are like 15 plus feet right now, or they were yesterday at least. and the whales are going they're breaching. Like we had 20 breaches yesterday, like no problem. And this one whale, like one of the whales at least breached like 5 times, and every freaking time we're like even trying to get up like to the same at least swell as him,
Yeah.
and he's just on the other swell every time, and I can get like just like
A little bit of rostrum. It was pretty funny.
you just get a couple barnacles over the top of the
Yeah.
swell, like
It was kind of funny, yeah, because it's like I was playing peekaboo with us. It was just like you just see a tip of a whale just peep over a swell. We're like just laughing at the same time. It was like kind of
That's so
couldn't get the
funny.
shot, but it was just hilarious.
Can you imagine if it breached on the crest while you were in
That's
the
what we were
top?
thinking. Yeah, how
We were
much air we get.
trying.
You looking up at it, yeah.
That was
Yeah.
great. That would be crazy.
yeah. So I definitely have some photos of just like tips of barnacles, the chin, a couple chin hairs hanging over the swell. And then yesterday we're watching dolphins, and Eric goes, so we're on the very top of the swell. Eric goes, haha, dolphins, I'm way above you. And then I'm like, we were always above them. And he's like, oh yeah, but I'm really far above you now. That was pretty funny.
Yeah,
Did you get
dolphins were good yesterday. White-sideds and a few northern right whale dolphins. Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's a good day out there, and a lot of gray whales today. Us and just one stop probably had about 15 around us today. So, and they're all nice and chunky too, which is good. I know some people were worried about their weights this year.
Well, you are just about up on the peak time for gray whales in Monterey.
Oh, we did see gray whales yesterday. I totally left those guys out.
Yeah, probably about like 9 or so yesterday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Eric Slater's like, whatever, gray whales, irrelevant.
I loved them.
So yesterday we were like stopped with so every once in a while you'd get like into a portion of the pod that's like, flipping around and stuff, or like, you know what I mean? And did you see the video I put in my story today?
Yes.
Seriously, I like look over to the left, and then the dolphin like, shoo.
Flipped on the right while he had his
Yeah.
head turned.
Yeah, we were laughing at that.
It's pretty funny. It's actually what's even better is if you listen to the video, you can hear Kate going, and she's like laughing hysterically at it. I left the sound out of it though.
Oh my goodness. Whale Fest is this weekend, right?
Oh yeah, it is. Yep,
Oh.
I'm actually going to see it this year. Yeah, I've always been out of town when it happens, but
Wait.
looking forward to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know why. I'm always out of town when it happens.
Just when the
but
manatees are?
I think that's why I'm always
What?
like.
Man.
No, I
Or
always
dugongs?
usually go check out my manatees. I think this
Yeah,
time of year,
manatees.
Oh,
but
that's
I was
true.
you made me feel like I was wrong, and then I said dugongs. We should go see those though too.
yeah. But yeah, I'm gonna have to probably hold off on Florida this year since I got so many whale trips this year. Got Maui and then Baja.
Oh,
We're
yeah,
doing the
yeah,
exact
I
same
know.
thing, Eric.
I know, we're cool.
In February we're going to Maui, and then in March we're going to Mexico.
Yeah, we're so cool.
And I'm going with you on neither of those trips. Loser.
Yeah, you're a loser. Why don't you go with me?
Because Caitlin's house is booked up for February.
Dude, seriously.
Party
It's
at Caitlin's
like
house.
We have people in town right now. More people coming tomorrow.
Who's coming
then-
tomorrow?
Eric comes like next week.
Yeah.
Wait, you have more people going tomorrow?
Yeah. Well, originally Jamie's mom was gonna come, and I was like, oh, okay, I'll meet up with her and like do a few things. And then Jamie was like, this morning she was like, I'm coming too.
Oh, she is?
Yeah. She just like decided. I was like, okay, see you tomorrow.
Will she still be there when I get there?
I don't know. Actually, we should call her and ask her.
Yeah.
We could have her on the podcast maybe if our schedules link up. She can talk
That'd be
about
cool.
East Coast humpbacks and stuff.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then Slater and Margot are coming.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
in February. The end
Yeah.
of February.
Yeah, and then
So
we
if
have
any
a
of you
couple other-
listeners want to go to Maui, just hit up
Message Caitlin.
Caitlin Taylor.
You should just
Tell-
charge
tell
Airbnb to your
Caitlin.
your front room.
Or what's that couch surfing app, or is that one free? I think that one's
Oh,
free.
there's a couch surfing app?
Yeah.
Nice. So Eric and I know what we've done. Did you whale watch this week at all?
Yeah, man. Since the last time we recorded, I went to Molokai a second time. And the weather was a lot calmer that time, so that was cool. We saw a breaching manta ray.
What?
Whoa.
Yeah. And
big was it?
pan-tropical spotted dolphins.
How big was
Wait.
the manta ray?
Not like the biggest. It was like, I
4
don't
feet?
know, 6 to 8 feet. But they
Hmm.
get so
Dude.
big, you know?
Wait a second. Did anyone get a photo?
No, of course not.
Did you?
Everyone
Was it
thought
like
it
a
was a
one time?
humpback whale calf. Yeah, it breached one time. And they're like, "Was that a whale?" And then we like all stopped for a second. They're like, it was a manta ray."
That's so cool.
Could you imagine, dude? Like, I really want to go see. What are they called? Not is it the mobularies that jump in
Yeah.
Sea Cortez?
Mobulas, yeah.
I want to see
Oh
that.
my god, dude! How cool is that? Those photos.
Yeah.
I would love to
Jesus.
see that. You guys mobulas in Hawaii or no?
No.
No, just manta.
Yeah. Manta, spotted eagle ray, and then there's like this other like
Those are pretty.
more rounded head gray one. I forget what it's called.
Really?
But
Interesting.
only a few species. And then we also saw pan-tropical spotted dolphins. So that was my new species for Hawaii.
Let me Google it.
How many species have you gotten there, as far as cetaceans go?
Just those. But
Right.
I've been to Hawaii before and seen spinner dolphins.
Uh-huh.
And then the only other dolphin species we normally see is bottlenose.
Mm-hmm.
So spotted dolphins was a new one for me.
What's the
Oh,
most?
and then marine mammal-wise, Hawaiian monk seal too.
What's the most common, other than the humpbacks? What's the most common cetacean you got out there when you're out there?
Probably spinner dolphins.
Okay, a pan-tropical spotted dolphin literally looks like the cousin of a common dolphin.
You say that about every dolphin.
Dude, they do. It's just because of that long beak.
Yeah.
Would you agree? Do they have a lot
They're
of teeth
small.
too?
They're smaller than spinners.
So do they have teeth like bottlenose, or like commons where they're long? Like a lot of them, I mean.
Oh, I think like commons.
Oh, you think they have like 100 conical teeth or whatever?
Yeah.
Bottlenose don't have that many, right? Like what, like 40 or something, or 20?
Oh,
I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not really sure on the tooth count of those guys.
You serious? You guys?
Slater.
Oh,
He just
yeah,
pulled his own
bugs.
cord.
You guys don't count teeth?
But I never get that up close and personal with a
Yeah, I
dolphin.
never have them smile at me, and I'm able to count their teeth.
Even when I was underwater and they swam by me.
You know, one of my favorite common, I'll never find the photo ever again, but one of my favorite common dolphin photos to get is sometimes they open their mouth underwater and it's like real clear, you know? It was like these two dolphins that were mating, but the other one like tried to bite the other one on the back, and you could see it open its mouth, but you could see all the teeth. I don't know what it is about seeing teeth on a dolphin or like animal, but it's like it's just something you don't see, you know what I mean? It's
Like
like
with
to me
my
that's
killer whale teeth photo.
yeah, it's like to me that's like getting a breaching whale or something, you know what I mean? It's just like super rare.
Yeah.
You don't
What I
get-
really want is the Rizzo photo where its mouth is open like Pac-Man. You know what I'm talking about? When they breach with their mouth open.
Yeah, those are some neat. Those would be neat to see their teeth.
They don't really have any, but yeah, what little teeth they have.
Little teeth to have on the lower jaw.
Yeah. Oh,
like-
and when we were
Sorry.
coming home from Molokai, there was a report of a killer whale, but we did not find it.
Really? How reliable is that?
I don't know. It was sometime within the week that we were out there, but we didn't see it. And we
No
went twice
way.
that week.
Has anyone on any of the ever Pacific Whale Foundation tours ever seen them? Or is it
I don't
just
think on a
up across
tour,
shore?
but I think research might have seen them before.
I know, and some guys on the Big Island, some free
Yeah.
divers have seen them, and Darren, he has some pictures of them eating a thresher shark out there.
Well, between all the islands around Maui, it's really shallow.
Mhm.
So when you get out away from Molokai, Lanai, Maui, when you get out off the backsides of those islands or out towards the Big Island, it's really deep, and I think that's where you're more likely to encounter them.
Mm-hmm. That'd be so
But-
cool.
That was
So
fun.
we did have something sad happen on the way out yesterday morning.
Oh, you gonna talk about that? That's super sad. I'm
Well,
gonna
it's too
cry.
late now.
I'm gonna cry.
You
I
brought
tried
it up.
looking. I tried looking for it today,
was
but it wasn't
a
there.
southern sea otter mom carrying her not alive
Or dead pup.
baby.
But
Yeah.
it was like bad. Like I saw it, and I at first I kind of freaked out, like grossed out. I was like,
He was
guys,
like, "What's
come
going
look over
on?"
here.
Yeah, I took some photos of it, but I'm definitely not gonna post them.
Like she'd
But
been carrying it around for a couple days already.
Supposedly since Sunday, but it doesn't
yeah,
look like it's been since Sunday. It looks like it's been like a week.
there's like literally not even hair.
Yeah. So I don't know. I mean, we know about like orca carrying around their calves for, extended amount of time, but I never knew sea otters did it too. And it was
Oh yeah, I've heard that from a few people that have seen
Yeah.
it in the harbor over the years, that they'll carry around dead pups sometimes for like way too long.
Yeah, she was like just full on swimming around with it, like on her back, and I'm like, jeez.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was pretty sad. I was like, guys, come look at this. Is this what I think it is? And so if anyone knows about otters, is this common? I'm not sure. Never seen it before.
Yeah, I've seen it not with a really decomposed one, but I've seen it with like a day or two.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
That's odd.
I've also had a mom lose a pup and like swim around the harbor all day screaming for like 10, 12 hours.
How'd she lose it?
We had seen what we think was the same otter with a pup the day before, and then the next morning at like seriously 5:30 in the morning, she was swimming around really fast, just making that call that they make to the pup, and she just swam around the whole harbor all day like that, crying.
Won't the males kill them though?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's kind of crazy how many male animals will actually, go after pups and stuff like that. Were you the one, Slater, to show me the rhino yesterday?
Yeah, I didn't even know what it was at first, and then I watched it again. Yeah, the big male rhino like flings a little rhino way up in the air.
Wow.
Like not even like a foot, like he flung it over a fence. Yeah.
And isn't it like a thing with certain mammals, right, to kill offsprings just so they can get the female.
Don't lions do that?
Yeah, get the female ready to go again, or just to spread their genes. It's like a strategy behind it.
They documented it with the transients, I think, up in the Salish Sea.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I remember that just happened. What, a year or two ago, right? There was a pretty good write up about that.
Sure, but it was a transient. I'm pretty sure, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Actually, I think I've seen the transient, and that's the only reason I know that story is because when we were seeing him, they were saying that he killed his whatever.
Oh, Caitlin, speaking of that, like you're watching, you guys you see males falling around the cow-calf pairs, right? And they just literally like stalk them, right? Just right there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So a couple times we've seen like escorts fighting with each other, trying to get to a mom and calf pair. And then like the calf will get playful. So then you're like, well, is this competitive behavior? Is this like just a bunch of excited whales? Like what is happening? Because they'll like, the two escorts will be like duking it out behind the mom and calf. And then the calf will like start breaching or something too. Other times you'll see the mom just trying to like get away from two escorts that are fighting. And she'll just like put the calf on her back and like push and move. One time they came around the boat and tried to use the boat as a shield and it didn't work. And they were like right on her still. And then yesterday we were whale watching and we had a mom calf escort. All three of them were like breaching and tail slapping and peck slapping all together. I don't know what was going on. But all three of them were getting crazy. But yeah, they don't really know. I mean, they assume most of the time the escort's a male, but they can't rule out that it's a female. And they just kind of like follow them around.
Yeah, when I filmed it, I was gonna say 2 years ago, but technically it was last year, but it was in January, so it was at the start of the year. I was in Maui, so technically I went to Maui twice in 1 year. Isn't that crazy to think? Because it's a different season, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So anyways, when I was filming the mom and calf, that there was an escort and it was literally just sitting down below on the bottom. And then it would like come up, like it was staying down for like 25 minutes. And then it would come up and then the mom would like switch the calf to the other side and do some like, and then like sway her pec fins around and stuff.
Yeah. And sometimes we'll see the calf like waiting for the mom at the surface, it'll come up for like 4 or 5 breath cycles before the mom comes up, and then she'll come up with an escort. So you're like, what?
Is there a
doing
certain
down there?
Is there a certain position that the calves are always like around mom usually, or is it depend? Or because I've been seeing some underwater footage, people just happen to have some whales come close to the boat in Hawaii, and I always noticed the calf like on top of mom, just like hovering right above her.
Yeah, below the surface, the calf seems to like hover right above her. And then they're usually like back by her dorsal fin whenever they're swimming around.
Interesting.
Yeah. One was like tail slapping, and I swear it was hitting the mom on the back the whole time it was tail slapping.
Ow.
It was so close to her. So, yeah. Kind of like a human toddler whacks you when they're playing around.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, there's definitely a lot of whales around now. We saw more than 10 cow-calf pairs just by Maalaea Harbor.
Uh-huh.
And then there's lots of other adult whales around. The competitive groups are starting to actually look like competitive groups where there's like a lot of surface activity.
Mm-hmm.
And like 6 or 7 whales or more. And today I was doing a community outreach station from shore, and I saw like probably 40 plus whales.
Really?
And there's breaching and tail slapping and lots of moms and calves, and I saw 2 or 3 different competitive groups, and yeah.
Hopefully they'll still be doing it when I get there.
Oh, I think so. I think it's finally picking up. It's finally looking like whale season.
Sweet!
So awesome. Do you think it's going to continually keep getting better, or you think it's like at its peak already?
No, I think it's like not even close to the peak yet. I think it's like there's actually whales around now.
So do you think because I'm coming, technically I feel like in the beginning of February is peak, but I'm coming at the end. Do you think it'll still be good?
Yeah, I think all the whales are late. So I think it's all, yeah. Because last year they had a lot more whales in March than they normally do, because the whales were late last year too.
That's good to know.
Yeah, I think it'll be good.
Let's try to count, Eric, how many whales we see.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how many trips do you think you're going on. We should try to figure out how many trips I'm going on, how many trips you're going on, and then I'll try to count how many whales I see, and then we'll compare it on the podcast.
I have two 3-hour trips of Ultimate, 1 2-hour trip of Ultimate, and then the rest of the days I'm going to try to spend with Pacific Whale Foundation.
Oh, well, she texted me the schedule for those dates, and I don't know what I'm doing yet. But I'm definitely they have a 7:30 a.m. 2-hour tour. I think I'm gonna do that one every day. And then they have a 3-hour trip. Oh, are you doing the 3-hour that's at 3:15, Eric?
No, I'm doing like a 7:15. I want to just do it early. That way I have the rest of the day to enjoy the island of Maui.
Yeah, so
look for lizards.
Get some shaved ice.
Yeah, I gotta go to Lahaina and get shaved ice.
Oh.
And then
you can get shaved ice anywhere.
I know, but I have to go to Lahaina.
Can you get it in Monterey, California?
No, I mean on Maui.
Oh, yeah.
But...
Wait, you should try something, Caitlin.
What?
Try to ship me some shaved ice.
What? That's not gonna work.
Why not?
Go to Melt.
Because
dry
it'll
ice.
either melt or the dry ice will just make it freeze into one block, and that would not work.
So then it wouldn't be shaved ice, it would just be an ice block.
Yeah. Just be a flavored ice block.
And I'll have to shave it myself.
Again. Re-shaved ice, like re-freeze.
That's what they should make. They should freeze a shaved ice ball, and then they give you a machine that just like. I used to have a shaved ice machine.
So much work.
Yeah, but
I have a snow cone machine.
Shave ice.
Because shaved ice and whales go hand in hand.
Do you have shave ice? Do you have shave ice on the boat?
No.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Now we're talking.
No.
Then they'll literally be hand in hand.
I'm gonna have to go with a company that does.
I don't think anybody does, Eric.
And Loco Moco and Spam Masubi on the boat. That's Hawaii.
Actually, I think Pride of Maui might do Locomoco on the boat for breakfast.
Yes.
They park in front of us at the loading dock in Maui.
I keep getting ads for Pride of Maui, I think, on Facebook.
Yeah. They did some, like, pretty big advertising on Facebook at the beginning of whale season, I think. But anyways, the whales are here. Today, a snorkeler walked up to me after he'd been snorkeling, and he said even floating at the surface, he could hear them singing. And then underwater, it was so loud.
Really?
Yeah, so that's
Okay.
going to be exciting.
All right.
And there was lots of turtles, too, as I was sitting at my little outreach station. There was lots of green sea turtles, so that was fun. Oh, and I saw a brown booby flying
Oh,
around.
Hey!
Hey, we saw one too today.
Oh, you did?
Oh, you
You
saw
know-
one today?
You know what's weird is there's this buoy in front of Moss Landing, and at one point there was a stellar sea lion and a brown booby on at the same time. So you get a visitor from the north, a visitor from the south, like right here in Central California. It's like, what are the chances of that happening?
Where they?
Wait, Eric, we just had a stellar yesterday. There wasn't a brown booby, was there?
No, but today, yeah, they were both there.
Oh.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw
Oh, I
stellar
saw
yesterday.
Hawaiian petrel too.
Nice. How big?
they big?
They're big,
No,
aren't they?
they're little.
Oh, that's no.
Well,
Oh, duh. I'm thinking like albatross.
No,
What's
you're
the biggest?
thinking of
no,
the-
Hawaiian
you're thinking of
petrel's
the-
like smaller than a shearwater.
You're thinking of the giant petrel that's in our planet, high seas.
I don't watch TV.
That's on Netflix.
Definitely seen that.
What's the
Lit-
biggest seabird you have in Hawaii?
The black-footed albatross.
Boring. We have those
Whoa.
here.
Saw
We
two
have
of those
short-tailed
yesterday.
albatross,
Oh,
as
so
well.
yesterday.
like 3 short-tailed albatross, but I think they're bigger than black-footed. Let me look it up.
I thought you had lasons.
Yeah, they're smaller than black-footed though.
Oh yeah.
I need to see one. There was one out yesterday and we missed it. Slater.
9.7 pounds. That's a pretty good-sized bird.
Big old chicken, dude.
Look at all those chickens.
Wingspan is
You know what we had yesterday that you didn't have in Maui?
gray whales.
Yeah, and northern fulmars.
Oh yeah.
I saw a half hour too.
Dude, Eric's joke. Every time someone said fulmar, he's like, I saw a half mar.
Stop.
Funny?
Yeah, Eric thinks it's funny.
I think it's
Eric,
hilarious.
Eric or Slater, neither of you are the right person to ask for this. Let's do some mental math. Their wingspan is up to 91 inches. What is that in feet?
Well,
Divide that by 12.
Yeah, I'm asking you to do that in your brain. 7.5 feet. So, they're the biggest out of the 3 albatross species that nest in the Northwest Hawaiian Islands, but there's only like 4 of them. There's a 3, because there's a breeding pair that stole a chick last year, so they raised another species. And then, 2 years ago. Then this last year, they had a chick on their own that did fledge. So we'll see what happens if they had a chick this year or not. But yeah, they're pretty
Cool.
big. So that's the biggest.
All right, I'll try to find one of those on there, and the goose.
By weight,
Find
yeah,
the
by
goose.
weight, I think the nene is bigger. But and there's feral peacocks.
So they're just like, what?
Oh,
Yeah.
I saw your photos of those.
Yeah, so I've seen them a few times over in that little like fruit stand parking lot, and then I realized that the person that lives behind the fruit stand is probably feeding them, and there's like 25.
Wow.
Oh, that is a lot more than I thought there was.
You know where there's peacocks at, Eric?
Mm,
That Irvine, it's like the Irvine Zoo, or
Park.
it's like
Irvine Park.
Irvine Park. Yeah, there's like a little zoo there too, right?
Yeah. Yep. Orange
you been there?
County Zoo. Yep.
Interesting.
Yeah, so that's where I've seen wild peacocks at.
So I got a question on the boat a couple weeks ago
Huh?
that I could not answer.
Ask
Be-
away.
Pride myself as a
I
whale
got
nerd.
you.
I was upset that I didn't know the answer, but I think you guys don't know the answer either. I don't think anyone knows the answer now that I look into it.
Why? You
It's-
think dumb?
No, I think it's one of those questions that science has not answered yet. How much mucus does a whale produce? Because you know how when they exhale, there's a little bit of snot in there. And like
Mhm.
humans, they produce like, a gallon a day or something weird.
I didn't even know
Weird.
that about humans.
Oh, well, humans has definitely been measured. So for whales, I started to look into this. I learned more than I bargained for about whale mucus. But basically, it seems like no one knows, and it actually is a fairly low percentage of mucus because like
in
they
the
don't
water.
have full sinuses like us.
Yeah.
So it's
Yeah,
an
because it would probably clog their pressure.
well, and they also don't have like a pathway from their like their ears, nose, and throat does not flow the same way that ours does. And then they're like constantly flushing it with salt water anyway.
Yeah.
So I think it's an underwhelming amount, whatever the amount is, but it seems like it's not very much. But this paper or this presentation came out in 2016 from the Acoustical Society of America. First of all, didn't know that existed. And they were looking at how dolphins produce all their vocalizations out through their melon, and they think that the mucus in their sinus pathways actually helps them produce some of those sounds. So that's what I learned about whale mucus.
Interesting. Look at Slater.
So
He
I
just
still
freaked
don't
out.
have an answer, but I did look, and I don't think anyone has an answer.
I can't tell you, Caitlin, how much mucus a whale produces, but I can tell you that this humpback whale made a noise
Oh,
that
yeah!
I've never
Forgot about that.
heard.
Yeah, I forgot about that. That was
Can you
crazy.
imitate it?
It sounded like an elephant.
Dude, it
Like
was
an
like,
extra crazy trumpet?
I don't even know how to trumpet well. I'm not a good trumpeter, but it was like,
Yeah, I never heard that. It was like laughable, yet I was in awe at the same time. It really did kind of like an elephant. Did anyone record it, Slater?
I think
You only do it once?
no. And you could tell I was flying the drone at this time, and you could tell when he was like, so he because he was like peck slapping and doing all
Yeah.
those things, which is why I put the drone up.
Mhm.
And yeah, so it was funny because like you could totally see that he like turned on his side like a little, and like I was like, I called it, I was like, he's gonna do it, and then he was like
While on the side.
like I
No.
bet you if you
was
used
up.
he was up, no, he was up, but I mean like he turned a little, you know what I mean?
Huh.
But it was like it like if you take his sound and played it with a elephant like waving his trunk, it would match it perfectly.
Ask Kate if she got a video of it. I want to hear it.
Yeah.
I'll text her right now. Maybe we'll get it.
Yeah, it was
for
one of the coolest
podcast.
sounds. It actually is the coolest sound I ever heard a humpback make. The second was Fat Fin making fart sounds, but yeah, this was pretty cool.
Oh, and
Yep.
they're blowing raspberries. That is pretty funny. I've
Yeah.
seen a couple killer whales do that.
Yeah.
It wasn't like Bumper screaming at me, I think, is one of the like most memorable whale sound encounters I've ever had.
It was pretty cool. I mean, I've heard some whales do some pretty funny noises, but it was definitely a pretty cool noise.
Yeah, it was super cool.
So I have two other pieces of like marine related news, but they're both kind of sad.
Bring it up. I couldn't find anything too interesting on Marman. Some of the stuff was like way over my head or just very regional specific.
So you know how it's calving season for northern hemisphere whales, right? That includes our North Atlantic right whales.
Uh-huh.
On January 8th, the fourth right whale calf of the season was sighted off Georgia, and they suspect it's only a few days old. It already has ship strike injuries.
Jeez.
So the mom's name is Derecha, which means right in Spanish. Right whale. And the calf has some S-shaped scars, which they believe are from vessel strike on its rostrum in two different spots. And one spot is like where the upper and lower jaw meet. And so they're worried that now it's not going to be able to function with a closed jaw properly. So on January, so they've been following this saga of this poor little whale since the 8th. The last update was on the 16th. I think that's the last time anyone saw it. And they relocated it off Fernandina Beach in Florida. And they did actually administer antibiotics to the whale because the injuries are not healing very well.
Really?
Um,
Crazy.
Yeah, so I'm assuming they darted it with the antibiotics. And they're really worried since they've gotten some close views and some drone views of the whale. They're really worried that the jaw injury is not, it's going to be a big hindrance if the whale survives.
Mm-hmm.
But they put the outlook that was deemed, what did they deem it? Like questionable or something. And then they downgraded it to poor.
Poor little guy.
So, yeah,
Dang,
that's a
how do they
bummer.
know how much antibiotics to give a whale? Just from
With
captivity stuff?
Yeah, and other large mammals, like elephants and stuff. And with right whales, they've actually been administering sedatives and antibiotics to them for years. Because right whales are really ornery to disentangle. They're really dangerous, and they're almost always in mouth entanglement. So they actually will sedate an animal as part of the entanglement response, so that the animal will chill out a little bit and its reactions will be slower, so that they can get in there and work.
Dang, slow
Yeah.
whale.
I actually had a good talk with someone today about disentanglement. It's just people don't realize the danger of it. You know, a lot of people. What is that? A lot of people have in their heart, you know, they just want to jump in there and save that whale, but people don't realize that it's not that easy.
Yeah. I mean, someone died a couple years ago.
Yep.
So, yeah, it's
Yeah.
definitely a pretty high stakes situation for the whale and for the people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We need to get a entanglement person on an episode someday, especially over here. We got a few available to us, I know.
Yeah, totally. So, speaking of entanglement, that's my other piece of marine news. This ghost net in Hawaii made national news. I don't know if you guys saw it or heard it. Right after Christmas, the Coast Guard from Honolulu kept putting out this securite notice. You know how they go like securite,
Yeah.
securite.
Yeah.
And they like read off a marine bulletin. Well, it was this like ghost net thing, and we couldn't understand the whole transmission coming from Oahu. And finally, we figured it out. It is a 50-foot by 70-foot mass of net floating. And it was sighted just outside of Molokini Crater, which is where a lot of tour boats go. So that's why they're putting out the securite, because they didn't want someone to get wrapped up in it. And it has like one yellow floating bucket on the top of it, and the rest of it is like several feet submerged, so you can't actually really see it until you're like on it. And unfortunately, it was really windy after it was sighted at Molokini, and they could not get someone out to like retrieve it. They have to get like a trawler to pick it up. It's so big. And Ed Lyman, who's on the disentanglement team, actually offered to put their telemetry buoy on it, to like deploy their whale telemetry buoy on it to track it until a larger vessel could retrieve it. But the weather was so poor for the following 2 weeks that we lost it. No one knows where it is.
Dang it.
They never got the buoy on it, and the currents have changed like 3 times since then, so they have no idea where it even could be.
That's
when
scary.
you just take a plane, right?
I guess. I mean, it could be over 100 miles away at this point, which I guess for a plane wouldn't be a huge deal, but yeah, gnarly.
Craziness.
Hopefully it makes it to the beach without, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's crazy what's floating out in the ocean, something that big. Me and Slater literally saw something like as large as a telephone pole out there.
Oh, yeah.
And you know, we got so much traffic in the bay. I mean, we don't actually have that much traffic in the bay, but remember, like, imagine like Southern California or something like that. It'd be crazy.
Yeah. I mean, 50 by 70, that's bigger than our boats.
Yeah.
Well, and like, thankfully in Southern California, it's not like the Pacific Northwest where they have trees falling into the ocean every day.
Yeah, I remember seeing that.
Oh my gosh, you guys weren't here that first winter after the big surf fire and it was really rainy? We had trees in the ocean, like multiple trees a trip. It was so crazy. We had one tree floating upright and the branches were just sticking up out of the water.
So it literally looked like a tree growing out of the water.
Yeah. It's like off. Oh, it was crazy.
All right, so I have the sound. Hopefully you can hear it because it's off of like my camera.
Okay.
So I'm gonna play it once. Are you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Okay, here you go. Did you hear it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's totally elephant-like.
That
It's so
really does
creepy.
sound like an elephant.
It's like.
Replay again. Replay.
Okay. Um, you hear Eric going, "It's peck slopping."
I'm excited.
It almost is like it was like they make that sound when they're singing. It was just like it forgot where it was.
Isn't that funny?
Oh
Yeah.
my
He
god.
did it like over and over. Like as we were pulling up, he was already doing it.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Yeah, we had some flipping good humpbacks, dude.
Nice.
I wanted to be all of their friends. And of course, those last two that we left fluked up together, and then we said, all right, it's going to take us like 2 hours to get home, so we have to leave. And then they double breached.
That's why you always got to be looking behind when you leave Wales.
There were so many whales in front of us. We had to be
There's so
looking
many.
out for them.
Yeah, it was like 40 whales out there. It was nuts. It was like summer.
I mean, that's cool. So, whale staying this late or not staying in the breeding grounds very long and coming back early has sparked a question.
Oh, okay. That's what we
for
talked
me.
about last episode. Yeah.
So, on the hydrophone, we hear whales singing all the time, right? In Monterey.
Yes.
If we're to assume that they did not go, well, they started singing before they even left for migration, right? Are they singing last year's song? Are they already singing this year's song? Do they figure out what that season's song is before they even get to Mexico? Like, are they establishing it on the feeding grounds?
Yeah, they're all the way up here. I don't think they know what this year's song is, right?
Then it gets more complicated because our feeding ground has 2 breeding stocks. So are they singing Central America's song? Are they singing Mexico's song?
I think most of ours are probably singing Mexico song because I don't think that many head down towards Central America.
But then what is the function of song if they do sing it all winter on the feeding grounds?
I think they're already determined that it's not really truly a "Hey ladies, I'm over here" song.
Oh yeah, no, it's
Yeah.
that theory's gone.
Yeah,
Because when they played it back underwater, males showed up.
exactly. So it might be, "Hey guys, there's girls here,"
No, it's, "Hey guys, you want to fight?"
and it could be that too. Yeah,
In a
definitely.
really pleasant way.
Or like,
Because
"Hey
if
guys,
they
want to compete for her?"
Yeah.
so then what triggers it? Is it triggered by like the daylight, do they get a hormone surge as the days get shorter?
The daylight literally does trigger that hormone surge. Yeah.
So
Okay,
then
but that triggers the hormone, but the hormone's what triggers the singing because they sing during the day and at night.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the pineal gland, depending on how much daylight, it senses and stuff like that.
and then are we
create the
sure
hormones.
it's only the males singing? Like especially when they're up here all winter.
You're over there. You ask.
That's what I'm wondering. I don't have the answers to these. This is the questions I've
Well,
been
the
thinking.
problem is what you need to happen is you need to swim with one of the females, and then hopefully she sings.
Slater's got it. There you go.
So I'm just
Well,
gonna
because-
swim with every whale possible.
Because I know, what if we're being super rude and like last time I was in Maui, a month ago, when this whale dove in front of us, we put the hydrophone in and it was like definitely singing right next to us. It was that whale, like, and they were like, "Oh, that's a male." But it's like, what if it was a female and we just called it a male?
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Well, and then my other question is, how do they learn it? Because the moms are the only ones involved in parental care. Do they teach it, or do the whales just copy each other?
See, but then they would have, like, how many moms and calves have been swam with in Tonga and all those places? Do they ever hear them singing?
But maybe it's not something they teach them in the breeding grounds because there's a bunch of whales already singing. I don't know. These are all the things I've been
do it in
thinking
the
about.
breeding grounds, so someone teaches them.
Yeah, but I don't know.
Well, maybe they have a really good mimicking, like how birds can mimic. Maybe humpbacks just have that like mimic part of their brain.
Yeah, maybe. Also, what I tell people on the microphone as one of my like just for fun suggestions as to why they sing is that they're singing happy birthday.
What?
Because
Crazy
think
talk.
about it, they're all born the same time of year. It's all these whales' birthday.
Oh, it's not their birthday month.
Crazy talk.
Well, why not? It's their birthday season. They're all born within the same 6 weeks of each other.
I'd be asking for presents and all that stuff.
Yeah, now they're gonna have to have a holiday for him. We have to go to Hallmark and get a card.
Get a card, buy him a cake and all that.
Ooh,
No cake only.
do you think a humpback would prefer an anchovy, a sardine, or a krill cake?
Sardine.
Herring cake for the ones up north.
The most fatty one.
What if sardines came back to Monterey and we could watch them lunch feed on sardines?
I have seen them lunch feed on sardines.
You have?
Mhm.
I can only claim I have, but I wasn't positive.
I have photos where you're like, yeah, it's a sardine.
Well, in the sometimes when I first moved here, weren't they lunch feeding
On both, and then the sardines were really close to shore. What's happening to you?
Nothing. Nothing's happening to me.
Yeah, when you first moved there, in near shore, there was some big schools of sardines, and sometimes the fish would boil, and you'd get a photo of one flinging off, and it was a sardine.
Oh.
But it'd be cool if they fed on big sardines all the time, because that makes it look crazy.
Is it?
Yeah, it's this way bigger flash of fish and more white water, and yeah.
Wow.
Instead of these tiny little anchovies.
Hey, those anchovies are big. Sometimes they're 4 inches, 5 inches.
Yeah. So I went through a bunch of my photos from 2019. I will tell you that I had a pretty good year for photos.
Nice.
In case you're wondering.
You're still going through them?
Yeah.
Oh. I wish I had photos to go through. I've gone through all of my photos. I'm out. Okay, I'm out.
For now.
Yeah.
So yeah, so
Oh.
that's what I got on my list. for this episode.
Nice.
Eric, are you well watching tomorrow?
I'm well watching every day.
Yeah, I know, but she said she might cancel it, right? There wasn't gonna be enough people.
Oh, maybe I should double check. But why? You want to go with me?
Yeah, I do want to go tomorrow.
Okay.
Unless I have the flu.
Oh no. Yeah, be careful with that.
Yeah, don't share it around.
Yeah.
Good thing we're talking through microphones.
Yeah. Don't give it to Eric before he comes to see me.
I don't want to give anyone SARS.
SARS.
It's not what he's talking about at all.
I gotta be careful. Well, yeah, there's new diseases going around right there.
You guys, we haven't even talked about what episode 48 is.
Episode 48
is number 48.
Is
after 47.
Number 48. It's before 49.
49.
And Eric,
And
why is
after
it a big
47.
deal?
Because I'm leaving for Maui next week.
Nope.
Because
Wow, it would have been way cooler, Caitlin, if it was episode 50, huh? We screwed up because we
Should have
probably
been
messed
52
up.
if we really were posting every week.
So that's how many we're behind, huh?
Yeah.
But we're busy. We have
hopefully.
life.
We're
We have
busy.
life, and luckily it's whale life.
Yeah.
Eric, do you know what it's supposed to be now?
It's our 1 year thing.
It's our
Yes.
1 year anniversary as a podcast.
Yeah, that's pretty amazing.
That's what they're singing about. Duh.
Yeah.
So thanks for sticking with us over the last year. We've had more than 10,000 listens.
That's
to our
crazy.
episodes.
Craziness.
Yeah. And we're getting some followers on Instagram. We're getting supporters on Patreon. We're getting subscribers on YouTube. And we've been talking about this, and now we're actually going to do it. This episode will be available on our Patreon for our followers on there via video. So now you can see all the weird stuff we do while we're talking.
No, mainly what I do. And you can watch Eric try to throw things in his trash can.
Oh yeah, he did that before we started recording this time, but maybe next time.
Or how I was actually late for this recording because I was outside looking for nudibranchs.
We didn't record that part where we were talking about you, but
Yeah. Oh, jerks. Yeah, I found a bunch of nudibranchs.
Oh, did you actually find some?
Yeah, nudibranch.
Whoa, all I see is
Yeah.
a big white screen.
Wow, why is it so blurry? That's weird.
Because you have your blur my background on.
Oh, how weird. I didn't know. I didn't know it blur something in front of the camera.
Eric, do you want to go to, wait, find out if you're going tomorrow? I want to go. Another thing you guys can do right now, if you're in California or you want to come to California, is go down to San Simeon or Año Nuevo, but San Simeon's a little bit easier to get to.
Elephant seals.
Elephant seals.
I just had to yell it out. I don't know why I was so excited to yell it out.
But do you want to go? I want to go.
Yeah, the big ones are. We gotta go.
You see
before we
Kristen
leave.
Campbell's photo and videos?
Yeah, she snuck down up here.
Did she go whale watching?
No, she didn't go. She's like, I need to know where birds and seals are. I was like, no whales? She's like, nope.
What?
Although, speaking of Kristen Campbell, she got a good breaching gray whale shot from the drone today.
Yes,
and
that looks
you
amazing.
can see, like, it takes, like, 3 or 4 kicks, and then it launches. It's really cool.
Gray whales are literally the thing that I always, when I'm, like, telling people about this, we're like, how much? I was like, I've literally been flying over a gray whale when it is, like, just took a breath, it's at the surface, and it just kicks and comes out of the water. Like, from fully parallel, it just, you know what I mean?
Yeah, the whale's not diving. It's just, like, fast swimming, and then boop.
And then it's just like the way it angles its body. It's just like, you know how light bends in the water? It just kind of does that. Just like,
Yeah, it's amazing how effortless it looks. I just watched it. It barely even looks like it beats its flukes, and then it just launches. I was like, that's amazing, Kristen.
I have a gray whale video, like, literally just like that. Honestly, when I first saw it, I was like, man, someone found a video from a long time ago of a gray whale, because I haven't filmed them in a long time. Yeah, so that was a really cool video. If you guys want to go see it, it's Kristen Campbell, Kristin Campbell.
Like the soup.
Soup.
Like this. Oh,
Soup.
speaking of soup. Oh yeah, because my wife is sick, so she had soup yesterday, and I was like, oh man, I missed out on soup. And then Tim goes, but you have whale soup.
Yeah, we had whale
Dude.
soup yesterday, too. I said that to people. I said,
That's
this is
funny.
Mom and Cap back whale soup.
Sorry, I'm standing up because I'm having a leg cramp.
Oh, my God. We're still recording.
I know.
This will be a treat for you guys on Patreon. Eric's being weird.
All right, well, thank you all so much for listening. And if you don't follow us on Instagram and you found us on Spotify or some other platform, make sure you follow us on Instagram so you can see some of the photos behind what we're talking about.
Yep. It's at Whale Nerds. And then
Yeah.
if you want to check out the Patreon access, it's patreon.com/whale nerds. And then, yeah, thanks for a whole year of listening in to our whale adventures.
Thank you, everyone. Have a great day.
All right, thank you everyone for listening.
Bye.